7 deadly habits that will destroy your self confidence and lower your credibility and authority if you do public speaking. Hey guys, my name is Sagar Rawat and I am a public speaking coach. So if you're interested in our upcoming workshop, make sure you check out the link in my bio and register for the workshop. So, habit number 1 that will destroy your confidence is this. If you spend time with toxic people, negative people, complaining people, and maybe you don't like to participate in those kind of conversation, but if you're just part of it, even if you're listening, that thought pattern is very detrimental for your self-confidence, because the language pattern for these people is very negative. Like, why would you try that? That's not practical, it's not possible. So very soon, even if you don't want that to be your vocabulary, it will seep into your brain. It will also screw up on subconscious level. And very soon you'll realize, if you don't pay attention to it, it will also become part of your vocabulary, which is not good for your confidence over the period of time. Second habit that will destroy your self-confidence is the words that you tell yourself. The world doesn't see you any different. They see you through your own eyes. If you're feeling insecure and the words that you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I don't want to look dumb, I don't want to make mistake, I hope they don't judge me. And if that is the constant reminder before you go for a presentation you give yourself, guess what is going to happen? Exactly the same thing. And research tells us that we become what we think about. So rather, what if you change your language pattern and you say, I'm good enough, I know my stuff really well, I have prepared, I'm the best guy on the planet to present this topic. If you go with absolute certainty, you will notice you'll perform better. Because even if you go with the ounce of doubt, people will see through, and that will also affect your self-confidence. Third habit that will lower your self-confidence over the period of time is this. If you have very negative body language, if you like slouching, and if you sit in a bad posture and that's how you work most of the time, you'll realize that your brain will get a signal that there is something wrong with this guy. Maybe he's not feeling okay, or he is somebody who's going through a lot of stress and hard times in his life. Because here's the thing, most people who are confident, their shoulders are back, chest is out, the posture is upright. But people who look sad, depressed, and defeated, their shoulders are down, the chest is in, and the head is usually down. If that is what you do most of the time, your brain will get signal there is something wrong and he's not feeling confident. And as a result of that, it will impact your self-confidence and the self-esteem. So take inventory right now. Look at yourself. Where is your chest? Where are your shoulders? How are you watching this video? Are you slouching? Because if you slouch more often, it will impact your self-confidence. So fix your posture. Make sure you sit upright. Most of the time, your chest is out and your head is up. Fourth habit that will keep you stuck and destroy your self-confidence is not letting go. If you're kind of person who takes everything very seriously and very personally, if someone says something and you keep that rejection to your heart, you will notice your level of self-confidence will definitely drop over the period of time. So think of it this way. Every backlash that you get, every criticism that you get, every insult that you get is like a rock. And if you keep stacking these rocks one after the other, you hold on to these rocks, and if you fall in the water, you will sink very, very fast. And that happens with most people, because of which their level of confidence is so low, they're traumatized, and this keeps them stuck. But how about you follow a practice which is called letting go? So anytime you feel an insult, or you feel nervous, or you're not feeling okay in the moment, or something did not go right, how about you take lesson from it and don't make it so personal, because everybody make mistake. You look at anyone, people have made mistakes in their life. The only people who don't make mistake is who never take action. Otherwise, most people make mistakes. So it's okay to get failures and defeats in your life as long as you learn from it and then let it go and face new day with new challenges and new opportunities. And you'll notice that if you have that frame of mind, you will become more confident. The fifth habit that lowers your self-confidence is, if you're a kind of guy who always looks for cheapest things available for yourself, like the clothes that you buy yourself, you look for the cheapest option. You spend a lot of time looking online, or maybe you go to supermarket, you look for cheapest things for yourself. That also lowers your self-confidence. There is a difference between being frugal and being cheap. Though you can afford nice things for yourself, but you still go for the cheapest option out there. You can buy yourself a nice perfume, but you go for $1 or $2 perfume at some thrift shop. If you're a kind of person who looks for deals all the time, maybe it's the programs, mastermind that you invest in, and those are like $5, $7 cheapest thing, that is your habit, that will actually lower your self-confidence because it's the self-worth issue. So anything that you invest in yourself and you think you're not worth it, that also hampers your level of confidence, because confidence and testosterone is quite related. So when you have high level of testosterone, you take bigger risk and you take bold action. But people who have low testosterone level, they're not feeling absolutely up in the moment and they look for the cheapest options out there. Over the period of time, it does impact your self-worth. So if you can afford nice things in your life, why not to invest in yourself? Get a good suit for yourself. It makes you feel a certain way. Invest in yourself. Have right things for yourself. If you can afford things in your power, treat yourself accordingly. Finally, the seventh habit that will lower your self-confidence is the habit of comparison. If you compare yourself all the time to other people, maybe who are more successful than you, you'll realize you feel insignificant about your own wins. You feel that those are not really worth celebrating because you're not there yet. You have certain standard in your mind. When I achieve that, then I will be happy. And before you know, the comparison will steal your joy. So if you make little wins in your life, little progress, celebrate those. Don't compare yourself, because at the end of the day, it's you versus yourself. If you have that frame of mind, I'm better than what I was yesterday. If you follow that path, you will see that there's a spike in your self-confidence. And finally, the bonus tip that I thought I'll include, and that is this. 10% of serotonin comes from your brain and 90% of serotonin comes from your gut, from rest of the body. So there is something called vagus nerve that sends signal to your brain. And serotonin is, by the way, this feel good chemical that is released by your brain and your gut, and it tells brain that, hey, everything is okay, and you feel happy in the moment. So when you go for public speaking, when you go for presentation, make sure you eat good food, clean food. But if you eat a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, and what you'll realize is most of the blood is sent towards the digestion. So that will actually impact your confidence level. So if you really want to influence people, before you actually get on stage 1 or 2 days, start eating clean. By clean, I mean more vegetables and lean protein, and try to avoid sugary food and carbs. And that will send good signal to your brain as well. This is something that is in your control. This is tested, it works, but you have to be really mindful of the thoughts that you're consuming and the food that you're consuming before you go for presentation. I hope these tips were helpful and you'll implement them on daily basis. If you're interested in videos like this, make sure you follow for more, and I will make more videos. Below this video, you can also write down in the comment what topic you want me to cover. I'll make sure I make videos on those topics. Ciao for now.